You don't always notice the moment it begins. There's no siren, no warning, just a slow, silent shift. One day you wake up and something inside feels missing. Not pain, not sickness, just less. Less energy, less fire, less of that invisible spark that used to get you out of bed in the morning. And somewhere deep inside you start to wonder, is this just what aging feels like? But what if it's not your fault? What if the quiet exhaustion, the fog, the sense of disconnection are all signals your body has been trying to send you, and no one ever taught you how to listen? I'm Dr. James Whitmore, and if you're over 50 feeling worn down, foggy, or just not quite yourself, you're not alone. The good news: there's a natural, proven way to change that. This is for you if you used to wake up feeling sharp and purposeful, and now it takes 3 cups of coffee just to feel like yourself. If you used to finish a day's work and still have energy left for a walk, a laugh, or even a moment of intimacy, and now your evenings feel like a slow unraveling. If you look in the mirror and still recognize your face but not your fire. It's also for the woman who loves her partner but feels him slowly pulling away, not out of disinterest, but because something inside him has grown quiet. Something vital. If any of this feels familiar, let me tell you the truth. You are not broken. You're not weak. And no, it's not too late. There's nothing wrong with you that nature gently, gradually can't help you fix. Let's talk about the part no one talks about. Not in doctors' offices, not over coffee, not even in our closest relationships. It's not just low testosterone. It's the feeling of living in a body that no longer feels like home. You start forgetting things. Names. Why you walked into the room. You lose interest in what used to excite you. Your patience runs thinner. Your sleep feels light and fragmented. You once craved adventure and closeness. Now you just want peace and quiet. You keep showing up. You keep smiling. But deep down, you know something has shifted. And that fire, it's flickering. There's a loneliness that doesn't come from being alone, but from the distance between who you were and who you feel like now. But what if you didn't have to keep fading? What if the exhaustion and fog weren't just part of aging, but signs that your internal systems are misfiring? That your biology, your hormones, your nervous system, your energy pathways are simply out of sync? Let me explain. After 50, your body starts slowing down in subtle, powerful ways. Testosterone, the hormone that fuels your drive, your muscle, your clarity, your mood, starts declining, about 1% per year. That may not sound like much, but after 10 years, that's a full hormonal storm brewing just beneath the surface. And testosterone doesn't just fall quietly. It competes with the rising tide of cortisol, your stress hormone. It struggles against poor sleep, processed food, and emotional disconnection. Your body, once your strongest ally, begins to work against you. This isn't just a hormonal issue. It's a life issue. It's not just fatigue. It's the fear of fading. The slow erosion of your spark, your presence, your power. But here's the good news. You are not stuck. Testosterone can be supported naturally. No injections, no prescriptions, no expensive shortcuts. In fact, you can begin reversing the spiral gently, safely, in as little as 7 days. And that path forward doesn't require a total life overhaul. It starts with awareness and a few small, powerful shifts that reawaken the rhythm your body was designed to follow. Because here's the truth. Most men over 50 never hear you can get your energy back. You can sharpen your mind. You can feel desire again. Not because you're chasing youth, but because you're reconnecting with your nature. In the next section, I'll show you exactly what the science says, what your doctor probably never mentioned, and how your body even now is waiting for you to return to it. Because your best years, they're not behind you. They're just waiting to be reclaimed. You've probably heard the promises before. Boost your testosterone overnight. Just take this pill. One weird trick doctors don't want you to know. But let's be honest, you don't need hype. You need truth. You need evidence. And most of all, you need something that respects your intelligence. Let's start with what the science really says. One of the most respected sources, the New England Journal of Medicine, published findings showing that men over 60 with lower testosterone levels experienced a noticeable decline in muscle mass, intimacy, and mood. But here's the surprising part: when these men made small, intentional lifestyle changes, not medication, not injections, their hormone levels improved naturally. Another study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that even brief exposure to morning sunlight helped raise testosterone levels. Why? Because light boosts vitamin D and resets your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, which plays a huge role in hormone production. And perhaps the most compelling research came from a university in Austria, where a group of older men started a routine of walking outdoors and doing mild resistance training. After just 1 week, yes, 7 days, they showed measurable increases in free testosterone. No extreme workouts, no supplements, just light movement and rhythm. So what does all this tell us? It tells us that your body is still listening. It's still responding. It just needs the right signals. Now let me walk you through 3 simple habits that have been shown to elevate testosterone naturally, not in theory, in real human biology. These habits require no pills, no prescriptions, and no pressure. Let's begin with something incredibly simple and incredibly powerful. Habit number 1: morning light before screen. When you wake up, your body is trying to figure out what time it is, hormonally speaking. If you go straight to your phone, your body stays confused. But if you step outside within 30 minutes of waking, no sunglasses, no filters, and let natural light hit your eyes for 10 to 15 minutes, your brain gets a clear message: it's time to rise. That light triggers your hypothalamus, the part of your brain that controls hormone flow, to reduce cortisol and gradually increase testosterone throughout the morning. Think of it like turning on a switch that resets your hormonal engine. But it's more than just biology. That moment in the morning, standing quietly in the light, is a moment of grounding. A moment where you reclaim space for yourself before the noise of the day begins. It's not just a health practice, it's a spiritual one. Your phone can wait. Your health can't. Habit number 2: zinc and magnesium, the forgotten minerals. Most men over 50 are deficient in both, and yet these 2 nutrients are absolutely essential for testosterone production. Zinc helps your body manufacture testosterone, while magnesium makes that testosterone bioavailable, meaning it helps your body actually use it. In a 2011 study published in Biological Trace Element Research, men who took magnesium for just 4 weeks saw significant increases in free testosterone. And another study showed that zinc deficiency was directly tied to hypogonadism, a clinical term for testosterone collapse. But here's the best part: you don't need to swallow 10 pills a day. You can find these minerals in your food. Pumpkin seeds, spinach, black beans, dark chocolate, avocados. These aren't rare or expensive ingredients. You probably already have some of them in your kitchen right now. Even preparing them can become a ritual, something that reminds your body, I'm not neglecting you anymore. You don't need more supplements. You need more minerals, and most of them nature already provides. Habit number 3: deep sleep equals deep hormone healing. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's where your hormones reset, and testosterone production is highest during the deep restorative stages of sleep, the ones most of us miss out on because of stress screens and late-night habits. The University of Chicago ran a study that showed men restricted to 5 hours of sleep per night for 1 week saw testosterone levels drop by up to 15%. That's not a small dip, that's a hormonal crash. So how do you fix it? Create a nightly ritual. Turn off screens an hour before bed. Brew a cup of chamomile or magnesium tea. Dim the lights. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, even if they're small. This isn't just good sleep hygiene. It's a signal to your nervous system that it's safe to let go, that your body can rest, that it's time to rebuild. Because testosterone doesn't rise in chaos, it rises in calm. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this: your hormones are not fixed. They are fluid, responsive, and deeply connected to how you treat yourself every day. When you rise with the sun, nourish your body, and rest with intention, your body listens, and it rewards you quietly, steadily, with energy, clarity, and connection. And that's not hype, that's human biology. You don't need 100 changes. You don't need a massive lifestyle overhaul. What you need is something simple, repeatable, a path you can follow when life feels heavy. A structure that grounds you, builds momentum, and restores your rhythm. That's what I want to give you now. A clear daily routine that helps you reset your body and mind starting from day 1. Let's begin with step 1: morning light and protein. The moment you wake up before the chaos begins, go outside. Even if it's cloudy, even if it's cold, give yourself 10 minutes of natural light and breathe. That light doesn't just tell your body that it's daytime, it sets your internal clock, reducing cortisol and encouraging testosterone production to begin. And while you're out there, take a deep, intentional breath. Not just for oxygen, for presence. Then come inside and give your body fuel. 2 or 3 eggs, some pumpkin seeds, a few slices of avocado, real food. Protein and healthy fats send your brain a message: you're safe, you're fed, and you're not in survival mode. That one act, stepping into the light, followed by nourishment, sets your entire hormonal system into motion for the day. Now we move to step 2, midday movement and human connection. Around noon, take a break, a real break. Step away from screens. Go for a walk, stretch your legs, move your arms. Movement increases blood flow, clears mental fog, and supports free testosterone. But here's where most people overlook the second half of this step: connection. Talk to someone. Text someone. Smile at a stranger. Testosterone isn't just built in the gym, it's built in belonging. Your hormones respond to purpose, to meaning, to laughter, to love. When you feel connected, your body produces energy. When you feel isolated, it shuts down. This step is about more than movement. It's about remembering that you still belong to something. Finally, step 3: night rituals for deep recovery. As the sun sets, begin your wind down. Turn off the screens. Lower the lights. Signal to your brain and body that it's time to rest. Drink something warm and calming, chamomile tea, or a magnesium-based sleep blend. Light a candle. Write down 3 things that went right today, no matter how small. This practice isn't about sleep hygiene. It's about emotional safety. You're telling your body we're done for the day, and it's safe to let go. And here's why this step is so critical. Testosterone rises the most during the deep stages of sleep, the kind you can't get when your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight. Sleep is where the real healing begins. Not just for your muscles or your energy, but for your hormones, your clarity, your vitality. Now let's step back and see the bigger picture. This isn't just a list of things to do. It's a return to rhythm, a realignment of your biology with your dignity. It's you saying, I'm still here, and I'm not done yet. You've spent your whole life giving. You gave your time, your strength, your presence. You built, you supported, you sacrificed, and somewhere along the way, you stopped asking for anything in return. But now it's time. It's time to give something back to yourself. Not as a luxury, not as a reward, but as a right. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming clarity. It's about reconnecting with your own sense of aliveness, the part of you that still wants to wake up with purpose, to move with ease, to live without shame or fatigue. And if you've been waiting for a sign to start, this is it. If this video spoke to you even in a quiet, personal way, I invite you to do one thing: comment below with the words, "I'm ready." Not for me, for you. Let that be the start. Let that be your promise to yourself. And when you're ready, I'll see you in the next video, 5 signs your testosterone is dangerously low after 60 and what to do about it. We'll go even deeper, and I'll show you what to look out for, what to avoid, and how to keep moving forward safely. But for now, just remember this: your best years aren't behind you. They're one good week away. You've made it this far. You've seen the science. You've heard the steps. But now a different kind of question starts to rise. Not what should I do, but will it work for me? Because when the desire to change returns, so does the fear of failure. That's where we need to pause and get real. Let's begin by answering the question I hear most often: how do I know if my testosterone is low? Here's what most men don't realize: it's not always about a lab number. It starts with how you feel. You wake up tired even after a full night's sleep. You notice your belly growing even though you're not eating more. You forget simple things, lose patience faster, feel more withdrawn than connected. Your sex drive dims, not because you don't love your partner, but because your body feels distant. You're not broken. You're not lazy. These are signs that something deeper needs attention. So yes, you can get tested. And in many cases, you should. Ask your doctor to check your total testosterone, free testosterone, SHBG, luteinizing hormone, and estradiol levels. These numbers help you understand what's happening hormonally. But don't let the test results become the judge of your progress. Some men test normal and feel miserable. Others test low and feel alive because their lifestyle supports their biology. Let how you feel lead the conversation. Now let's address another myth. Is testosterone dangerous? Many men fear boosting testosterone because they've heard it can raise the risk of heart problems or prostate issues. But the latest science tells a different story. A review published in the Mayo Clinic Proceedings found that normalizing testosterone levels, not pushing them beyond healthy limits, but restoring them naturally, was associated with lower cardiovascular risk, improved insulin sensitivity, and better mental health. The problems arise when men abuse synthetic testosterone or ignore pre-existing conditions. But natural restoration through light sleep, nutrition, and connection, that's not risky, that's restorative. Let's get more personal now, because beyond the science, there's a quieter fear many men carry. What if I try this and I fail? What if I get hopeful, start strong, and then fall back into old habits? If that's you, let me say this clearly: you will miss days. You'll forget to journal. You'll eat the wrong meal. You'll stay up too late scrolling your phone. That's not failure. That's being human. What matters isn't perfection, it's momentum. Your body doesn't need perfect compliance. It needs consistency over time. It needs small signals repeated with care. So give yourself grace. Every step you take, even if you stumble, still sends a message to your biology: I'm here, I'm trying, I'm coming back, and it will respond. It always does. Because your body is built to heal. Now let's zoom back out and return to clarity. You don't need more hacks. You need rhythm. So here's your daily 7-day reset all in one place. In the morning, get sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. Don't skip this. Then, eat something real, protein, healthy fats, whole foods. Even something as small as 2 eggs and a slice of avocado changes your entire morning hormone profile. Midday, move your body. Go for a walk. Stretch. Breathe. Get your heart rate up even lightly, and then connect. Call a friend. Compliment someone. Smile. Your testosterone responds to movement and meaning, not just physical strength, but emotional belonging. Evening, turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. Dim the lights. Sip herbal tea. Write down 3 things that brought you peace or gratitude that day. This slows down cortisol and prepares your body for the deep stages of sleep where testosterone is rebuilt. That's it. 3 steps. 1 rhythm. Your return. This isn't a temporary fix. It's a quiet revolution. One that starts in your kitchen, your bedroom, your morning light. One that starts with a whisper, "You matter again." So don't wait for everything to be perfect. Start from where you are and walk toward where you want to be. You're not too old. You're not too late. And you're certainly not alone. Sometimes facts aren't enough. Sometimes what you really need is a story, something real. Something that mirrors your own quiet questions. That's why I want to tell you about Tom. Tom is 64, a retired high school teacher, grandfather of 4, a man who spent most of his life giving to his students, to his family, to his community. But after his second grandchild was born, something inside him began to dim. He told me I didn't feel like me anymore. I wasn't sleeping. I was snapping at my wife. I'd look in the mirror and think, where did I go? He didn't want testosterone shots. He didn't want to chase youth. He just wanted to feel like himself again, clear, connected, and grounded. So we started small. 10 minutes of sunlight in the morning. Real food on his plate. A simple notebook by his bed. No magic pills. No extreme plans. Just rhythm. For the first week, he doubted it. Nothing's happening, he said. But then in week 2, something shifted. He laughed, really laughed, for the first time in months. He remembered things without trying. He hugged his wife and actually felt her warmth. And one morning, he looked in the mirror and said quietly, "There you are." Tom didn't become a different man. He became himself again. And that's the goal. You see, this isn't just about testosterone. It's about presence. It's about waking up and feeling alive in your own body, not fogged, not dulled, not faded. Just present. And that's not a fantasy. It's biology. Your hormones are waiting to respond. And the life you want, the one where your thoughts are clear, your energy returns, and your relationships deepen, that life is waiting too. Now let's go deeper, because here's something most people don't understand. Change after 50 is more powerful than change at 30. Why? Because you've lived enough to know what matters. You're not chasing abs or status. You're chasing energy, purpose, peace. Your brain is still plastic. Your hormones are still adaptable. And your body, it's still listening. The myth that you can't teach an old dog new tricks is just that, a myth. You're not a dog. You're a human being with decades of wisdom, and every day you move forward, even an inch, your biology follows your belief. Now take a breath and imagine yourself 7 days from now. Not transformed, not flawless, just better. Your steps feel lighter, your sleep comes easier, your focus sharpens, your patience returns. You feel in a quiet but certain way, alive again. Not because of some overnight miracle, but because you made a small choice and stuck with it. So here's what I want you to say to yourself, even if it feels strange: I'm not chasing youth. I'm reconnecting with the man I still am and always was. Because testosterone is not about vanity. It's about vitality. And vitality is your right. If this video touched something inside you, even just a spark, then don't let that spark go out. Comment below with the words, "I'm ready." Not for me, for you. Let that be your signal. Let that be your start. And don't miss the next video in this series, Forget Supplements. This is how you really boost testosterone after 50. We'll dive even deeper with clarity science and next steps you can take right now. But before we go, I want you to remember this. You gave your strength to others for years. Now give a little back to yourself. You're not fading. You're finally returning. Comment below if this helped you. And don't miss our next video right here on Senior Health Secrets. Because your best years aren't behind you, they're one good choice away.